So, as promised, I'm now going to provide you with the history of the Dead 3. And this will give you a little bit of impact as to why these gods are the gods of what they are, and why the cults are very interested in following them. And then we'll delve into a bit of why they're called the Dead 3. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy as we delve into History of the Dead 3. So, welcome back, and the first thing I want to start with is the actual story of the Dead 3. And we're going to break down what it is that resulted in them getting their powers as gods. Because Miracle, Baal, and Bane were originally all mortal humans. So, some of you may already recognize this because this is a book that you can find in Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition as well as Baldur's Gate 2. So, History of the Dead 3, Knucklebones, Skull Bowling, and the Empty Throne. In the ages past, there was but one god of strife, death, and the dead, and he was known as Dragal, Lord of the End of Everything. Dragal fermented and fed on the discord among mortals and powers alike. When beings slew each other in their quest for power, or in hatred, he welcomed them into the shadowy kingdom of eternal gloom. As all things died, everything came to him eventually, and over time he built his power into a kingdom unchallenged by any other god. Eventually, however, he grew tired of his duties, as he knew them too well. Without challenge there is nothing, and in nothingness there is only gloom. In such a state, the difference between absolute power and absolute powerlessness is undetectable. During this dark era, there arose three powerful mortals, Bane, Baal, and Miracle, who lusted after the power Jergal wielded. The trio forged an unholy pact, agreeing that they would dare to seek such ultimate power or die in the attempt. Over the length and breadth of the realms they strode, seeking powerful magic and spells and defying death at every turn. No matter what monster they confronted or what spells they braved, the three mortals emerged unscathed at every turn. Eventually, the trio destroyed one of the seven lost gods, and they each seized a portion of his divine essence for themselves. The trio then journeyed into the grey waste and sought out the castle of bone. Through armies of skeletons, legions of zombies, hordes of non-corporeal undead, and a gauntlet of liches they battled. Eventually they reached the object of their lifelong quest, the Bone Throne. "I claim this throne of evil," shouted Bane the tyrant. "I'll destroy you before you can raise a finger," threatened Baal the assassin. "And I shall imprison your essence for eternity," promised Miracle the necromancer. Jergal arose from his throne with a weary expression and said, "The throne is yours. I have grown weary of this empty power. Take it if you wish. I promise to serve and guide you as your seneschal until you grow comfortable with the position." Before the stunned trio could react, the Lord of the Dead continued, "Who among you shall rule?" The trio immediately fell to fighting against themselves, while Jergal looked on with indifference. When eventually it appeared that either they would all die of exhaustion or battle on for an eternity, the Lord of the End of Everything intervened. "After all of you have sacrificed, would you come away with nothing? Why don't you divide the portfolios of the office and engage in a game of skill for them?" asked Jergal. Bane, Baal, and Miracle considered the god's offer and agreed. Jurgal took the heads of 3 most powerful liches and gave them to the trio, that they would compete by bowling the skulls. Each mortal rolled a skull across the grey waste, having agreed the winner would be he who bowled the farthest. Malar the Beast Lord arrived to visit Jurgal at this moment, after quickly ascertaining that the winner of the contest would get all of Jurgal's power. He chased off after the 3 skulls to make sure that the contest would be halted until he had a chance to participate for part of the prize. Bane, Ball, and Miracle again fell into fighting, as it was obvious their sport was ruined, and again Jurgal intervened. Why don't you allow Lady Luck to decide, so you don't have to share with the beast? The trio agreed, and Jurgal broke off his skeletal finger bones and gave them to the players. When Malar returned from chasing the skulls, he found that the trio had just finished the game of Knucklebones. Bane cried out triumphantly, "As winner, I chose to rule for all eternity as the ultimate tyrant. I can induce hatred and strife at my whim, and all will bow down before me while in my kingdom." Miracle, who had won second place, declared, "But I choose the dead, and by doing so I truly win, because all of you are lord over, Bane, will eventually be mine, and all things must die, even gods." Ball, who finished third, demurred, "I choose death, and it is by my hand that all you rule, Lord Bane, will eventually pass to Lord Miracle. Both of you must pay honor to me and obey my wishes, since I can destroy your kingdom, Bane, by murdering your subjects, and I can starve your kingdom, Miracle, by staying my hand." Malar growled in frustration, but could do nothing, and yet again only the beasts were left for him, and Jurgal merely smiled as he had been delivered. It is with this story that these 3 gods came to power, and through their power ended up ruling for a long time in their respective roles, until the time of troubles came, and all gods were thrust down to journey across Toril. During the time of troubles, Bane, Miracle, and Ball all perished, but Ball had foreseen his death and sired many children, who became known as the Ball spawn, and that is what led to the story of the original Baldur's Gate games. It is because of the fact that these 3 gods perished during the time of troubles that they're referred to as the Dead 3. And all of these cults that worship them have a simple task in mind. They want to bring back their god and have their god overtake the other 2 and claim all of Jurgal's powers for themselves. So, this is an ever-present threat across all of Toril, and is quite a threat for anyone to come, and possibly a villain that we will encounter in Baldur's Gate 3. I hope you have enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you as we start to play through Baldur's Gate 3.